I need to get this off my chest. I'm still reeling, honestly. It feels like I've been living in a bad movie for the past few months, and I'm only just starting to see the credits roll. My wife, Sarah, and I have been together for 8 years, married for 5. We met in college, had that whirlwind romance, and generally just clicked. We were happy. Sure, there were the usual bumps in the road, financial stress, disagreements about vacation plans, the occasional passive-aggressive comment about leaving the toilet seat up, but overall, we were solid, or so I thought. About a year ago, Sarah started acting odd. It was subtle at first. She'd be talking to herself, which wasn't unusual. She's always been a bit of a mumbler, working things out loud. But then I started noticing she was actually conversing. Full-blown dialogues. I asked her about it. "Who are you talking to, babe?" She'd get flustered. "Oh, just thinking out loud. You know me." But it wasn't just thinking out loud. It was like she was talking to someone, responding to them, even arguing. One evening, I overheard her in the kitchen, whispering fiercely. "I told you, I can't just do that." He'd notice. A pause. Then, a quieter, almost pleading tone. I know, but please, just give me some time." I walked into the kitchen. She jumped, visibly startled. "Jesus, Mark, you scared me. Who were you talking to?" I pressed. She avoided eye contact. "Nobody. Just myself." I didn't buy it. "Sarah, please. I heard you. You were having a conversation." She sighed, finally meeting my gaze. It's stupid, okay? Just don't worry about it." That was the beginning of Amy. Over the next few weeks, Amy became a constant presence in our lives, at least in Sarah's. She'd talk to Amy while she was cooking, driving, even in bed before falling asleep. I'd catch snippets of conversation. "Amy, you know I can't wear that dress," or, "Amy, stop it, he's right here." I tried to be understanding. I figured maybe it was a coping mechanism. Maybe she was stressed at work. Maybe she was lonely. I suggested therapy. She refused. "It's nothing, Mark. Just a silly habit. I'll stop." But she didn't. It got worse. The conversations became more intense, more secretive. She started going out at odd hours, claiming she was running errands. Her phone was constantly buzzing with texts, and she'd become incredibly protective of it. If I even glanced at her screen, she'd snatch it away, snapping, "Privacy, Mark. It's called privacy." I started to suspect the worst. An affair. It was the only logical explanation. I confronted her. "Sarah, are you seeing someone else?" She looked genuinely shocked. "Mark, how could you even say that? After all these years? Then who is Amy?" I demanded. "Who are you talking to? Why are you sneaking around? Why are you lying to me?" She broke down. She started crying, a torrent of tears and sobs. Amy is an imaginary friend," she confessed, her voice trembling. "I know it sounds crazy, but she's been with me since I was a kid. She helps me. She guides me." I stared at her, dumbfounded. An imaginary friend? At her age? I didn't know whether to laugh or scream. "Sarah, you're a grown woman," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "You can't seriously believe in imaginary friends." "I know it sounds ridiculous," she said, wiping her eyes. "But Amy is real to me. She's always been there for me. She understands me in a way no one else does." I didn't understand. I couldn't understand. This wasn't the woman I married. My rational, intelligent wife was telling me she was consulting an imaginary friend. I tried to be supportive. I tried to be understanding. I even tried to humor her, asking about Amy, trying to understand her role in Sarah's life. But the more I learned, the more disturbed I became. According to Sarah, Amy was demanding. She wanted Sarah to do things she wasn't comfortable with. Small things at first. Buying expensive clothes she couldn't afford, skipping work to go shopping. Then, the requests became more unsettling. Amy started encouraging Sarah to distance herself from me. She'd whisper things in Sarah's ear about how I was holding her back, how I didn't appreciate her, how she deserved better. She pushed Sarah to be secretive, to lie, to keep things from me. The worst part was, Sarah was listening. She was becoming increasingly withdrawn, distant, almost resentful. Our conversations dwindled. We stopped having sex. We were living in the same house, but we were strangers. One evening, I came home from work to find Sarah packing a suitcase. "What are you doing?" I asked, my heart pounding in my chest. "I'm leaving," she said, her voice flat. "Leaving? Where are you going?" "It doesn't matter," she said. "I need to find myself." "Find yourself? What about us? What about our marriage?" She didn't answer. She just kept packing. I grabbed her arm. "Sarah, please, talk to me. What's going on?" She pulled away, her eyes blazing. "You wouldn't understand. Amy says I need to do this. She says it's the only way I'll ever be happy." "Amy?" I repeated, incredulous. "You're leaving me because your imaginary friend told you to?" She didn't respond. She just finished packing, grabbed her suitcase, and walked out the door. I was devastated, heartbroken, furious. I spent the next few weeks in a daze, trying to make sense of what had happened. I talked to our friends, her family. They were all as shocked as I was. They couldn't believe Sarah would do something like this. Her sister, Emily, told me something that chilled me to the bone. Apparently, Sarah had an imaginary friend named Amy when she was a child. Emily remembered it vividly. Amy was controlling, manipulative, and often encouraged Sarah to do things she shouldn't. Their parents had tried to discourage the imaginary friend, but it seemed to disappear on its own when Sarah hit puberty. Apparently, Amy had come back. I decided I had to do something. I couldn't just let Sarah throw her life away based on the delusions of a figment of her imagination. I tracked her down to a small apartment in a different part of the city. I went to see her. I pleaded with her. I begged her to come home. She refused. "I can't, Mark," she said, her eyes vacant. "Amy says it's too late. She says you'll never understand." I knew I was losing her. I was losing my wife to a ghost. Desperate, I decided to take a drastic step. I contacted a psychiatrist specializing in dissociative disorders. I explained the situation, about Amy, about Sarah's strange behavior, about the childhood imaginary friend. The psychiatrist was skeptical, but intrigued. He agreed to meet with Sarah. It took some convincing, but I finally managed to get Sarah to agree to a session. I didn't tell her why I wanted her to go, just that I thought it might help her with her stress. The session lasted for 2 hours. When Sarah came out, she was pale and shaken. "What did he say?" I asked, my voice trembling. She didn't answer. She just started to cry. He said, "Amy isn't real," she sobbed. "He said she's a manifestation of my anxiety and insecurity. He said she's been controlling me for years." That was the turning point. Over the next few months, Sarah underwent intensive therapy. She confronted her anxieties, her insecurities, her repressed childhood traumas. She learned to separate her own thoughts and feelings from Amy's. She learned to silence the voice in her head. It wasn't easy. There were relapses, moments of doubt, times when she almost gave up. But slowly, gradually, she started to heal. And Amy faded away. Sarah came home 3 months ago. It's been a long road back. We're in couples therapy now, rebuilding our trust, rediscovering our love. We're talking about everything, even the things we used to avoid. It's still a work in progress. The scars are still there. But we're together, and we're fighting for our future. I still don't fully understand what happened. I don't know if Amy was truly an imaginary friend, a manifestation of a mental illness, or something else entirely. But I do know this. I almost lost the love of my life to something that wasn't even real. And that's a terrifying thought. I'm still learning to forgive Sarah, and she's still learning to forgive herself. But we're both committed to making it work. We owe it to each other, and to the life we almost lost. I don't know what the future holds. But I know one thing for sure. I'll never take my wife, or our love, for granted again. And I'll always be vigilant, watching for any sign of Amy's return. Because this time, I'll be ready.